listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Thursday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey, and cross continent to Beverly Hills, California. The Michael J. Fox Studios now Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, as we're streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network, as the Devils and Jesper Bratt maul the Florida Panthers 6-2. They're ripped to shreds. Their dreams are over. There's a new sheriff in town. Scotty, I'm fired up for another edition of Devils After Dark.
Yeah, great game today. Probably the best one of the season for the New Jersey Devils. Hello, everybody. Welcome into a rip-roaring Thursday night edition right here. Game 2 of our playoff preview happening. And if this was said playoffs, Devils will be sitting in a pretty good position at this point. But game number 20 on the year already. Game 2 of 2 against Florida in a row. Bobrovsky's back in net. You know, we knew it was going to be another tough game. I put a big question mark. Fisticuffs again? Oh, we got some fisticuffs flying as well in this game. Sam Bennett back for the Panthers. Jake Allen is in net. So a little bit of a different look over here. But still, you know, what did I write down here? Bennett back in the lineup. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Devils have only let up 11 goals in the last 7 games. How about that? 5-2 record there. And happy belated birthday to Brendan Dillon, you son of a bitch. And happy early birthday to Brett. When am I funny? When am I a clown? To you, Pesci. So let's get to it. First period. A man who's been playing a lot better here for the Devils, Andre Palat. Been getting more noticeable out there on the ice. We know sometimes he was invisible, but in the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 games here, actually really making his presence felt. And Palat created a neutral zone turnover right in the beginning of the game, fed Jesper Bratt for a breakaway right down the middle. He doesn't get all the barbecue sauce on the shot, and Bobrovsky, you know, comes up with the saves there. Jonas Siegenthaler as well, doing a little bumbling down the field. Down the ice. Maybe that's a little foreshadowing. And Sieg's throwing a little move right there and letting a nice shot go as well. Of course, Bobrovsky makes the save, but it doesn't last too long because our man, who we know is new to the team, sort of, it's his return this year to the New Jersey Hockey Devils. But man, what an impact he has made. Stefan Noesen opens up the scoring. And by the way, this is the 12th game already this year. 12 out of 20 where the Devils scored first. They only had, 24, 25 games last year where they scored first? They're already halfway to that total, and it's only 20 games into the season. So Stefan Noesen, that's his 8th of the year at 10:01 of the first period. Backhand shot over here, and we got to credit one Timo Meier. Even though he didn't get on the score sheet right here, Timo took a big hit behind the goal to move the puck towards Nico Hischier, who then put a pass back to the point where Luke has it. He shoots. I don't know how in the holy hell he got it through that much traffic, but Luke Hughes somehow got it through a mass of humanity in front of Bobrovsky. And then Stefan Noesen is there to win a battle. I think it was Kulikov that had him covered, but Stefan Noesen fighting for the puck, wins it, puts a backhand home before Bobrovsky can get to the other side of the net. 1-0 New Jersey Devils against the defending Stanley Cup champions. And we all know when you play the defending Cup champs, it's a measuring stick to see how your team is doing. And the Devils, they measured up. They were allowed on this amusement park ride. Okay, they passed the height meter over there. So 8th goal of the season for Nason, 1-0 Devils. But then, how many times have we talked about this? Ex-Devil has a good game against former team. Jesper Boquist. Yeah, remember old Boquist? Got sent up to Boston last year. Didn't really work out for him. And now he's with the Panthers. Somehow playing with Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk. Well, hey, if you're going to randomly find yourself on a team, Panthers pretty good one to have that happen. And you get to play with Tkachuk and Sam Bennett. Hot damn. That's pretty good right there. But Boquist gets a pass that deflects off a Nason's skate. So a little bit of a good bounce over here. However, Boquist then put the puck, passed it to himself in between Dougie Hamilton's legs. Now, again, Dougie was kind of thrown because pass was going this way, hits the skate, and then goes that way to Boquist. So a little bit of a turnaround play, but Boquist, nice heads up, hockey sense there, through Dougie's legs, and then he's able to take it and then go around Jake Allen's outstretched leg for his 3rd goal of the season. Bennett and Tkachuk get the assist at 12:13 of the first period. So just about 2 minutes after the Devils scored, the Panthers answer back 1-1. And then, we had to, Tuna taking a hooking call there late in the period. The penalty kill, we know, has been unbelievably solid. They gave up one last game, but it was 20 straight, and they didn't give up one tonight. And there were a couple power plays there for the big cats down there in Florida. But a good save by Jake Allen after the puck pops up into the air. And that penalty was killed. And here I am on my little notes here, because it's very late in the period. I wrote a big line across and said second period. And then all of a sudden I had to go and scratch all of that out. Why, you say? Well, yes, Mrs. Wu. No, yeah, yes, we're going to get to we're going to get to that right now, because it is time for another Let's Go Devils podcast game update. We got to go to the Devils After Dark studios right now and check in with the king of the football calls himself, Sam. By God. Woo!
This game update is brought to you by And Crew Brew. And Crew Brew, where we make winning memories together, one crew at a time. Devils, Panthers, in Sunrise, Florida. Game 2. Devils driving down the field. Hamilton under center. Hughes snaps the puck. Hamilton shovel passes to Bratt. Jesper Bratt, touchdown Devils! Touchdown Devils! Jesper Bratt is in the end zone. He takes the shovel and he starts digging. He's yelling at the Panthers bench. Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hey, kitty, kitty, kitty. I'm going to bury you like Jimmy Hoffa in the end zone tonight, baby. Are you ready, New Jersey? Woo!
Wow. Bury you like Jimmy Hoffa in the end zone. Wow, Sam Woo. Who's writing your comedy material over there? Woo! He's hot, folks. He's hot. It must be that helmet. Now Sam Woo's confused. Well, a hell of a football call once again right there from Sam Woo. Old Yellard, Jimmy Hofford, one way or another, Jesper Bratt was digging a hole there for the Florida Panthers. What a great shot over here from Jesper Bratt, and there were a slew of opportunities, by the way, on this power play. That's right, it was a PPG power play goal for your New Jersey Hockey Devils, including Nico Hischier with a backhand opportunity as well. But Jack to Dougie, and then over to Jesper Bratt. And the great thing about Jesper Bratt is he didn't just quickly fire the puck. He took a second and he started skating towards the middle slot, just drifting over with the puck until he found the lane that he wanted to shoot at. And Jesper Bratt's a sniper. And he's getting hotter and hotter. He's already leading the team in points. Most of those are assists, but now the goals are starting to rack up. His 6th of the year, and he wasn't done on the evening. 2-1 New Jersey Devils at 19:58 of the first period. Remember I said I drew that little line, wrote the second there? Nope. Scratch it all out. 19:58. And then, right at the end as well, right, didn't Paul Cotter, is that when Cotter took the penalty, or was that the end of the second period? That was the end of the second period. But either way, Devils up 2-1 against the Big Cats going into the second. Nico started out that period, gets behind the defense, good shot up high. Bobrovsky equaled it though with an incredible glove save, just snatched that one out of the air. Luke Hughes making some more of those good defensive plays over there. So there was an odd bounce off the backboards, and then it kind of ricocheted off of Jake Allen, and I think it went right to Verhaeghe as well. Or maybe Allen just misplayed it. I can't remember exactly the sequence right there, but what I do remember is Luke Hughes doing the turbo speed again right in there, and he's able to poke the puck away from Verhaeghe because Jake Allen was definitely not set again back in his net. So that could have been real big trouble there for the Devils. But Luke, you underestimate my power, comes in and saves the day once again. But it didn't last too long, because we know the Panthers are stacked. And Sam Reinhart, big-time goal scorer last year during their cup run, well, he gets his 13th of the year at 4:45 of the second period to tie the game up at 2-2. And this was almost similar to the Jesper Bratt goal, where Jesper was drifting into that center slot position, waiting for that lane. Reinhart, it was right off of the faceoff. He kind of waited for, I think it was Siegenthaler and Kovacevic to kind of like get to their positions a little bit farther out. But what that did was opened up a clear lane right to Jake Allen, and Reinhart just waited a second, found that lane, and he ripped it far side there for his 13th. Barkov gets the assist, ties the game up on a wicked snapshot. And then the Devils get a power play. You get Forsling, Holding, and then Ekblad and Nason go at it, get some matching roughing calls. Jack, pass to Mercer, off a Kulikov skate, and into the back of the net. Did they change this? They changed it. Apparently, they've changed it to Dawson Mercer. I thought this was a Jack Hughes goal. So I'm looking at my notes here, and I'm looking at the NHL app, and the NHL app has this as Dawson Mercer's 5th goal of the year. However, I could have swore it was Jack Hughes passing across as Mercer's driving the corner of the net. He's got Kulikov on him, and I could have swore that Mercer didn't get a stick or anything on this. Maybe it did on one of the replays, because they have Mercer, his 5th, another power play goal. 2 of 3 PPGs on the evening, by the way. Mercer. It says Mercer's 5th from Jack Hughes' 13th assist, and Nico, the captain, gets his 9th assist. Deflected. It says deflected shot. I am still saying Jack Hughes is probably going to get credited with this goal, because I don't recall Dawson Mercer touching it. I thought it was pretty clear it went off a Kulikov skate, as Kulikov is covering Mercer as they're driving, like I said, to the corner of the net. Jack puts that pass across, and ting, right in the bag just before, by the way, because Kulikov and Mercer go crashing into the net just before the net gets dislodged. The puck crosses the line. Good goal for the Devils. Put them back up 3-2. And again, just like last night, this was a hell of a game by both teams. Just, trading punches left and right, back and forth. Halla had a nice backhand rebound attempt as well. The third line got the Panthers pinned into their zone. And then they were able to do a line change. That was really good to get the Jack Hughes line out there with a tired Panthers defense. There was a delayed penalty. Thomas Tatar went down, had a big shot block on Matthew Tkachuk over there. The Devils PK. Woo! Right after that, Dawson Mercer. What an incredible individual effort. Sees that he's got a lane up the boards to skate the puck out. He does that. He's literally got 4 Panthers on him, and he's working in the zone, trying to just kill time. 4 Panthers, and he's trying to do spin moves out of that and everything. Great individual effort there on that PK by Dawson Mercer. And then right at the end, Palat gets sprung for a partial breakaway, and somehow he gets spun around at the end of the play, and there's no penalty called. I'm not sure how that happened, because I think even Ken Danico, or was it Captain Bill Spaulding, one of them called it a horse collar tackle on the play, and that's basically what it was. And you saw the officials watching intently with his hands on his knees, and we all know when the officials watch things, they tend to miss them. So, yeah, awesome job over there by the NHL officiating. Doesn't matter, though, because the Devils killed off that PK. And then Jack actually drew an interference call, which was, gotta say, maybe a makeup call, because the Jack interference call was pretty weak. And I'm saying that as a Devils fan. Mikkola kind of stuck his stick out, he kind of extended his arm a little bit. They're calling interference. And we know you can call, it's like holding in the NFL. You can call interference on every single sequence in hockey, basically. So it might have been a little bit of a makeup call for the Palat non-call. But either way, the Devils cash in with Stefan Nason getting his second goal of the game and the Devils' third PPG of the evening. And the Devils got the puck in the zone, and they're it's funny because this all happens on the far side of the ice. Jack Hughes has got the puck, just above the face-off circle. He passes it right down to Nico Hischier, who's on the goal line, and Nico just does one of those touch passes where he doesn't even, he's passing it already before. It's like a one-time pass right to Stefan Nason, who's in the slot, and he slams that bad boy home for his 9th goal of the year, PPG style at 19:49 of the second period. Devils up 4-2. Hischier gets his 10th assist. Jack Hughes gets his 14th, although by tomorrow it might be his 13th, because they might reverse that Mercer goal. But either way, Devils up 4-2. This is when Cotter took a slashing penalty right at the end of the second period. But what do we know about this Devils team? When they're leading after 2 periods, they are 9-0 on the season. Spoiler alert, now they're 10-0. Okay, we move into the third over here. Devils PK for that Cotter penalty. 20 seconds into it, Nico draws a trip. So it's some 4-on-4. And by the way, that's the 11th penalty Nico Hischier has drawn. And I know the broadcast was talking about this, but this is a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a stat that's talked about very little. How many penalties a person is drawing. Nico Hischier, I think they said, is 4th in the league in drawing penalties. 11 already this season. When we say a well-rounded player, Nico Hischier is a true well-rounded player. And then Jack Hughes, he had a turnover there to Sam Reinhart. It was a bad pass. I think he was trying to hit, I think it was Jesper Bratt that was cutting up, and he put it behind, I think he put it, or was it too far ahead of Bratt? And then Reinhart's there, but he missed the net. That's a guy that you don't want to have turnovers in the defensive zone against, is Sam Reinhart. But then Jesper Bratt says, all right, enough of this. Let's get another goal over here. He wants his 7th of the season, and he gets it at 3:50 into the third period. Excuse me, into the third period. Where am I? Luke, another good defensive play, causes a turnover along the boards. He pinches in there doesn't allow the Panthers to get possession of the puck, and then the puck kind of just scoots out to Jesper Bratt, who then, snaps one that Bob he can't squeeze. And you don't see that from Bobrovsky very often. Usually exceptionally solid in there, hence the cup run last year. But it just trickles through the arm, and you think that's one that Bob would probably want back there, and it just kind of peters into the back of the net. Jesper Bratt gets his 7th, coming from Thomas. How did Tuna get on the assist over there? I thought it was Luke. Maybe Tuna touched it then after Luke did. But Luke gets the secondary assist at 3:50 of the third period. And by the way, I think I missed a note over here. At some point, Nico Hischier got hit up high by how do you say his name? Gadajovic? This is where it was. Nico, right here. Oh, I didn't miss a note. Nico and Timo after there was on a 2-on-1, and Nico, instead of going around, he cuts to the center. So now you got the Florida Panthers defenseman out of the play. And then he feeds Timo Meier, and man, Timo just can't get it up high enough. Bobrovsky comes back after that, kind of soft. You want to say soft goal because the Bratt one trickled through the arm and body. But Timo Meier just can't get it up high enough, and Bobrovsky comes back with the leg to get the save going post to post, and then that's where Gadjovic, I can't remember how to say his name, hits Nico a little up high. Immediately, Sheldon Keefe Richards puts Big Mac on the ice. And what is going to, he skates away from Curtis McDermott. You don't want no piece of him, but just wait a little bit. Jack, after that, he's getting a little feisty. He doesn't like that Anton Lundell kind of forced him off the puck right at the blue line. He creates a shorthanded opportunity there for the Panthers. And then right afterwards, Jack goes up, tries to put Lundell in a headlock, and goes down. So Jack's getting a little feisty. And by the way, we've talked about it with Luke and Dougie on that play when Lundell was streaking down for a partial break there. Dougie is the one who chugged his way back. And just at the last second when Lundell is about to shoot, Dougie's stick goes in, ooh, lifts Lundell's. Excellent defensive play there by Dougie Hamilton. And then Jack got in sportsmanlike conduct, I think, for that. So, kiss the lady bing goodbye for Jack Hughes this year. The Panthers pulled Bobrovsky on that power play to get a little 6-on-4 action. They were not successful. And then Big Mac gets to drop the gloves there with Gadjovic, however the hell you say his name. And Big Mac dominated him in this fight until the very last second. Gadjovic got a good no-look right cross that landed. Now, Big Mac was kind of done in the fight because he had popped Gadjovic's his helmet off and stuff. And Big Mac, don't be such a gentleman, Curtis. All right, just keep throwing. But he's going down, and he comes back up with like a no-look, just wild swing, and it caught Big Mac on the nose over there. Whatever. It happens. But Big Mac says, you are not going to mess with our star players. And Sheldon Keefe Richards says the exact same thing. By the way, Devils, 10 fights on the year already. Only one from a returning player, Nate Bastian. We know how that one went. But Kovacevic, Stefan Nason, Brendan Dillon. Well, I guess Big Mac is returning too. He's got 3 now. So Devils are not to be trifled with anymore. And I don't think you would think that after 20 games in the season, the Devils would have 10 fights. And in the modern day NHL, that leads the league. So good on the Devils. We're getting late into the game over here, in the third period. Paul Maurice pulls Bobrovsky, and Jesper Bratt says, I want a Hatty for Bratty. And that's what happens. An unassisted, shorthanded, empty net goal. Hat trick for Jesper Bratt at 14:48 of the third period. His 8th of the year, puts a 6-pack on the boards for the New Jersey Devils as they win it 6-2. 2 games from the defending Stanley Cup champions. They take Devils shots on goal 12, 9-8 for a total of 29. Panthers 9-9-9 for a total of 27 hits in this game. The Panthers had 45, but the Devils had 29. Devils 3 for 5 on the power play. One of them was like a 20-second power play as well. The Cats 0 for 5. That's right. The Devils won the face-off game as well. 32 wins to the Panthers 22. So excellent game over here. Want to hear from you on the YouTube. Oh, I see we got a super chat over here. Thank you, Martin. Woo!
Back-to-back wins over defending champions. Statement wins, he says.
Back-to-back wins. Yeah. So Sam Wu now is going to take over here on the show because yours truly has got to run out the door. But I wanted to get in here and say hello to everybody and just talk about what an excellent game this was. But Sam, thank you. I know you have a UTI going on right now, as everyone can see. The neck brace is happening. It's for real. It's for real. Sam has an upper throat injury, the UTI, from all of the football calls because Dougie Hamilton is beasting. And by the way, was that Jesper Bratt Favre that threw that long touchdown into the empty net? I believe so.
Gunslinger. That's what he
was.
Gunslinger.
Hey, ESPN fan 1089. First off, get a better username, but was just at the game down there in Florida. So hit us up. Let us know your reactions of and look out. Tom says it's Girl Scout night in Tampa on Saturday.
Oh,
that's why Sam's got the neck brace for it. So yeah, he's preparing.
I'm trying to get sympathy right now.
He's trying to get the sympathy so the Girl Scouts lead him around. But apparently they're going to get a little, merit badge, for messing with Sam Wu. So
it's okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately now I do have to run, but I want to thank everybody very much for coming in here on this Thursday and talking some Devils hockey. Yeah. Thank you very much, Sam Wu, for taking over here.
No problem. Thank you, Scotty. Now it's just me and you right now in the YouTube Live, Facebook Live, X Live. I see Rick in the Facebook Live. I see David Decker of Town Toyota off of Route 46 in beautiful Ledgewood, New Jersey. I see Steve Engel. I see M. Payton. I see Brooke Amanda. Tom. Yes, Ramona, you predicted right about the Bratt attack tonight with the Bratty Hatty. Boy, does this make me feel really good. It should make you feel really good right now because what the Devils have done in the last 2 games, and I don't want to overhype it. I don't want to really, really, really get you going because I want to still be a little humble about it. They lose to the Sharks 1-0 after peppering Mac Black with over 40 shots on goal. They go down to Florida, playing the defending Stanley Cup champions, Florida Panthers, who top of the Atlantic Division, hot as hell, winning 7 in a row. And your New Jersey Devils went in there, in their arena, and they chased the Rats out, and they did it their way. Games 1 and 2 swept. They brought the intensity, they brought the muscle, they brought the will, they brought the IQ, and they brought the heart these last 2 games. It's just kind of the glimpse of the future of what this New Jersey Devils organization and as a team can do when they can start putting their talent, their grit, and their determination and their hockey IQ together. That's what Sheldon Keefe has done with this team. They started out the year hot, had a little bit of a market correction, but now we're seeing what this team can do. We're seeing the potential be realized right now. And as what Max says, they've been old yellered. Yes, the Florida Panthers. They had no answer. They tried. And the Florida Panthers are a very good team. They tried to get the Devils off their game when the Devils had the lead. In years past, under the Lindy Ruff regime, you would see the players just cave in, even though they had the lead. But when you have McDermott, when you have Paul Cotter, Stefan Nason, Pesci, Dylan, Kovacevic, all these guys that can bring the muscle and bring the ruckus and ready to rumble. This is what I've been preaching and been talking about for a very long time right now, since this podcast started. I used to come on to Devils After Dark and tell you, guys, this team is a bunch of wimps. Not anymore. Not anymore. Even in preseason, I kind of had my doubts. I'll see it till I believe it. But what Tom Fitzgerald has done is not only brought in the right players, but he brought in the right coach to get the most of what they are capable of doing. They are disrupting the opposition. They are disrupting the passing lanes. The Devils have goaltending. They have defense right now. They have an answer of retaliation when they get scored upon. How did they react after the Panthers scored? With 1 second or 1 and change second left, Jesper Bratt put the dagger in the heart and slowed their momentum going into first intermission by scoring that goal from a pass from Dougie Hamilton. And Per Commander says, you did say 2025, Sam. Yes, I did. And I'll have to go back to the film 4 years ago when I was just, it's over. We won't be good till 2025. Anyway. But Max says if Beefalytics was depicted in 2 games, it would be these last 2 games. It's the Beefalytics that helped the New Jersey Devils beat a very, very elite Florida Panthers team. This is no fluke. Tuesday was not a fluke because it was confirmed and vindicated tonight, that the New Jersey Devils are a badass team. They are not. It is such a Jersey team right now because for the last few years, it's always been skill and finesse. It's always about playing smart. But now, this team is not waiting to get punched in the mouth. This team is going to go right through you and punch you in the mouth and go for the jugular. And that's what I love about this team. This is what makes this team exciting. Because now Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes has protection, a deterrent from getting these cheap hits all the time. And it was really nice to see. And I don't want to see Jack Hughes fighting, but how can you take the fight and the emotion out of the dog? He was scrappy tonight, Jack Hughes. And he still has to play smart. He is fragile. And he is a franchise player. But Jack Hughes, I love it when he's like a dog out there. It gets me inspired. It gets his team inspired. And they kept on fighting, the New Jersey Devils. They kept on fighting. And they never let up on the gas pedal as well. They didn't put the brakes on tonight. No, they let the Florida Panthers know there's a new sheriff in town in the Eastern Conference, and that's the New Jersey Devils. Moving on, now they go to Tampa. By the way, go to joinourcrew.com to sign up because Shorts Guy and I will be down at Amalie Arena when the Devils take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. we'll let you know, hopefully, by tomorrow night, where we will do our pop-up game day live and Devils After Dark podcast live on location down in Tampa, Florida. We will give you the exact location, where to go, details. Go to joinourcrew.com, sign up. It's free, and you'll keep tabs of where we're going to be with the Let's Go Devils podcast. I know Tom, I think he's going. He was asking me about tickets yesterday. But I'll tell you, folks, the Devils are for real. They have the right coach. They're getting decent goaltending. Their defense is defending. I hate to admit it, but I'm starting to like Jonas Siegenthaler again. But yeah, it's about the defense, baby. It's about playing smart hockey. It's about defending your territory. Because, to be honest, hockey is very territorial. You never give an inch. And this is such a Jersey team. It's just a Jersey feel right now, where we're not going to take your crap anymore. And like that big fight with Curtis McDermott tonight, we're just going to punch you in the face. And that's really kind of like a Jersey team that we all envisioned. But I caution you, you don't want to overvaluate the New Jersey Devils. It is just one milestone. It's one step in the right direction. It's one step towards the Stanley Cup. It's one now, day by day. But to take two from the Florida Panthers in their building, now they go to Tampa. How do they build on that? Because if they lose badly to Tampa like they did at home earlier this season, what happened the last two games won't mean as much. But it would be a real statement if they can pull off a big win against the Tampa Bay Lightning, against John Cooper, who is a great coach, and kind of sweep through the state of Florida and go 3-0. Now that is something to talk about. Now that is what's going to erase the memory that started this week when the Devils lost to the San Jose Sharks at home. But let's just not get too confident, folks. There's still a lot of hockey left. A lot of things can happen. We talked about it on my new podcast with Bruce Zeman every Tuesdays and Thursdays called At the Point, talking NHL hockey, that the Nashville Predators are off to an awful start this season. But there's so much hockey left that they could turn things around in a heartbeat. We've seen this before, even with your New Jersey Devils. 2 years ago, they started the season 0-2. The Fire Lindy chance, you remember that? And then they went on a 13-game heater in the month of November, only for a referee, Justin Kia, to screw it up. It's also known as the Chicken Tenders game, which, by the way, the Devils are home the day before Thanksgiving, like that game, against the St. Louis Blues. We'll be there, American Whiskey, 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center, next to Championship Plaza. We'll definitely be there because that's a perfect storm night. You've got hockey. You've got no work tomorrow. It's a national holiday in Thanksgiving. Everybody's holly jolly. It's getting cold. It feels like hockey season. And the liquid lubrication at the bars is going to make you feel just fine. Boy, it feels good to be a New Jersey Devils fan right now. I'm feeling good, and I can't wait to head down to Tampa. Shorts guy is en route right now. He may have landed already. But we'll be broadcasting outside of Amalie Arena on Saturday. And we'll let you know. You never know who may show up to the podcast. You never know. Last time we were at Amalie Arena, we had Ken Danico stop by. Maybe we'll get Chico. Maybe we'll get Matt Lachlan, good friends of the podcast. Maybe Bryce. We shall see. We'll let you know. But you got to do us a favor and go to joinourcrew.com. I'm going to read some of the comments before we go. Some of the comments on the YouTube Live, X Live, Facebook Live. But the Devils special teams, thank you, Max. Devils special teams, especially the power play. Remember when they started the season last year, like 47%, and then they just dropped? Right now, the Devils power play is just getting started, and it's getting really red hot. And that's something. And they're not living and dying by their power play. They're also playing good defense, too. And they are physical, the New Jersey Devils. Sure, they may get out-hit at times, but not like last season, where it was all the time. And it's nice to see the Devils get the first goal. Remember last season where they were always playing catch-up? You know, they're always trying to be the comeback kids. Not so much anymore. Wimpy says Wawa Gobbler is back. Look, I'm on record. I hate Wawa. All right. I had that Gobbler under the advice of pucksandpitchfork.com editor-in-chief Nick Villano, also my partner, podcast partner on the State of the Fan Address every Wednesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. But I have Wawa every once in a while when I'm desperate, when I can't get to access to food. But I don't see I'm a Sheets guy. Always have been, always will be. I'm a Sheets guy. I wish there were more Sheets in New Jersey. I'm a Quick Check guy as well. Burke Amanda says Wawa wasn't really a thing in Morris County until recently. Yeah, well, Wawa is overrated. I unless they sponsor this podcast, of course, I can be easily swayed in many ways. Yeah. Wimpy says Sheets is badass. I'm assuming Tom is a Quick Check guy. Yeah, Quick Check. Their subs. They don't cheap out on their subs. I mean, their subs are very, very good. Their cookies are good too, and I'm glad that, you know, especially with inflation nowadays, the cookie specials at Quick Check. Now it's like 2 for $5. I think they raised it to $2 to $6 or something like that. Glad that's back. Obviously, I'm a rewards member at Quick Check. I know my Quick Check. But Wawa, I'm also a rewards member there too. Not by choice, just by desperation. You know, to tell you the truth, Wawa's okay. Some people just love Wawa. But if you want some real food, especially when you're going on a midnight run, there's 2 places I used to go to on a midnight run, or actually 3. If I'm in Morristown, I would go to Cluck U at 2 a.m. back in the day when I was in my 20s. And then I used to go to Sheets all the time when I was at Penn State, achieving my degree. And the other place, 3 a.m., White Castle. But the next morning, you're on the throne and you're like, why did I eat that? And your stomach is like, huh. But at that moment, that slider feels really good. Yes, Publix in Florida is good, Steve Engel. Publix, I'll be down in Florida in less than 24 hours. And I look forward to the chicken tenders at Publix. Also, I'm not used to the friendly service. You know, here in Jersey, we do things ourselves, and we're always skeptical as somebody's trying to help us. But at Publix, they actually, take the shopping cart and load your car. Isn't that great? Might have to try that, but I think Mrs. Wu has other plans for me, not to go to Publix. But who knows? Cluck You after Grasshopper was elite. Brooke, I'll tell you how old I am. I remember when Grasshopper was not there. We used to go to a dive bar called, what was it called? Cutters in Morristown. Best dive bar ever. Maybe sometimes we'll go to Dublin, walk around in the middle of the night. But you know what? Cluck You was always calling you when it used to be across the street. Now they've moved to kind of a interesting spot in Morristown where it's like finding parking there. It's like, I hate parking in Morristown. Anyway, Max says Taco Bell is still a late night delicacy. I think Taco Bell can be disgusting. I'll have it every once in a while just for fun, but it's not my cup of tea. Wegmans in Manalapan. Well, excuse me, Steve Engel. Jimmy's Haunt in Morristown. Oh, my goodness. That goes way back. Is it still there? No, it goes way back. Way back. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I used to frequent Cutters. If anybody remember Cutters in Morristown, after playing some inline hockey, you stink and you just go to Cutters. You have a nice meal. You have some booze. Yeah, good stuff. Wow, we still have a lot of people on here on Devils After Dark. I'm going to probably close the podcast soon. But, hey, it's such a great day to be a Devils fan. And I think the league's taking notice. I mean, this is your first place Devils. I know the games in hand kind of skew things. I know that the Rangers are kind of off to a hot start, but my buddy Max texted me, and he should get credit, about the back-to-back games. Like, the Devils are doing a lot of back-to-back games. The Rangers, their schedule is kind of like being in a retirement home. But as their season progresses, they're going to be playing some back-to-back games, and let's see how good they are. They're in the win-now mentality, and they're going to have to pay Igor Shesterkin a lot of money unless they ship him away. But you never know. But wow, 6-2 victory, hat trick by Jesper Bratt. You've got to be happy, folks. You just got to be happy. Well, I want to thank all those tuning in tonight. Thank you to Scotty doing the Happy Devils recap. I hope you enjoyed the football call. But we got to go. I'm heading down to Florida. So before I go to Florida, I just want to have some nice words to say. It has been a pleasure to do this podcast, and I feel re-energized now, having a rough summer this off season, but fully recovered, back. Can't wait to go down to Florida, outside of Amalie Arena. We'll try to get some special guests for you, those that are attending the game. Also, go to joinourcrew.com again to find out where we'll be this Saturday for Game Day Live and Devils After Dark before and after the game when the Devils take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. So thank you. Thank you to Brooke Amanda. Thank you to Martin for your wonderful generosity of Super Chats. Hitting the button right now. Well, I'm going to miss you guys for the next 24 hours. But we'll be back Next time we see you in Tampa, stay safe, everybody. Till next time, let's go Devils.